Hi, welcome to definitely a little bit of a different lunch with friends today. I am Tim Nash of Skogman Realty. I'm here with Kelly Cole, who's with Gia's Italian. We'll talk a little bit more about what that is in just a second. I wonder if y'all can guess where we're at today. Usually I do lunch with friends in a operating restaurant, and we're going to be having, and we have lunch and whatnot, but a little bit different today. So today, if you haven't guessed yet, and I bet a lot of you haven't, I'm actually in the we are in the Veterans Memorial Building here in Cedar Rapids on Mays Island, and it's probably a building that you've driven by probably multiple times a week, and you might not have ever actually been inside of it. So we're on the third floor where they have a really amazing, we're at the bar. There's a restaurant that kind of wraps around behind where we're at right here. There's like a conference room area that could be like a banquet hall kind of a thing. And then actually above us is a really cool ballroom. And I know that the Veterans Memorial Building does rent this space and that space out for weddings, events, and whatnot. And I know some people, because I think they're pretty busy, I know that people do use it and do rent it out. But I really think this building is a true hidden treasure here in Cedar Rapids. We do have I think technically we're kind of in the back of the building. The front of the building traditionally would be the Second Ave entrance. And in the Second Ave entrance, if you come in, this building has, I believe it's the only stained glass window done by, oh gosh, it's got to be Grant Wood. I'm pretty sure it's Grant Wood. If it's not Grant Wood, you can roast me alive. But I think it's Grant Wood, so I think it's the only. Grant Wood, he's a very famous Iowa painter. I think this is the only work that he's done in stained glass. And if you go to my Instagram, you can see it if you haven't already been there and guessed where I am today, because I did a little Instagram post. Anyway, I'm past that now. Check out the Veterans Memorial Building. It's super cool. We're in an amazing space. I'm with Kelly Cole with Gia's Italian, and I want Kelly now to tell me all about Gia's Italian.
Well, thank you so much for having me. I've never been inside of this building either, so if you haven't been here, come check it out. It is gorgeous. This bar is really cool. The space upstairs is beautiful for weddings, or you can rent it really for whatever,
anything,
right?
really, yeah. Party, get a party together, just for the heck of it.
Super Bowl party.
There you go, Super Bowl party.
So thank you again for having me. I'm Kelly with Gia's Italian Kitchen, and we are an online cooking instruction that was kind of born out of my Italian heritage. My grandparents are from northern Italy, and my mom and I, have had the challenge over the years of trying to write down recipes, because if you have any Italian background, you know that your grandmother was just a little of this, nothing's written down, and for you to say this is how you make sauce or whatever is a challenge, because we don't have it written down. So we've been doing that over the past few years, and I started this online business about a year ago to share the love, and to a lot of people are intimidated by Italian cooking, and it's not that hard. And that's one of the things that I try to bring is, how can you make it easy? How can you implement it into your weekly schedule to give you some shortcuts and take some of that intimidation out of that prep work. So we do group classes, private group classes, or we do courses about once a quarter, where it's really anyone online. I've had people from Portland and Chicago and Florida, and you zoom into my website, and we make it together. So
awesome.
Kind of the premise is that's different from what you would see on a TV show is I'll send you the grocery lists and the recipes ahead of time.
I love it.
So when we start filming, you are prepped just like I'm prepped here today, and we're gonna cut the tomatoes together. I'm not today I did prep some of this so that we can eat something quick, because we don't have a stove, we're not cooking anything today. But on the courses, the live courses, I'm lockstep with you, and I'm not pulling a finished product out of the oven that I've made yesterday.
That's awesome.
We're doing it real time. We're pulling together dinner in about an hour and 15. So it's really fun. It's been really fun.
That's awesome. I love the idea that, and I bet that you guys think about this when she talks about how this came to your idea, because everybody wants to save the recipes that their grandmother cooked, Italian or whatever.
Any heritage.
Right. And I just was thinking the other day, I was like, I do. This is serious. I have to get the recipe for my grandma's ham balls.
Oh my!
Because she made. I know
What
that.
heritage is that?
Well, we're Czech, Irish, German.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know where that
Okay.
comes from. Maybe German. Maybe a little bit of that German part.
Maybe,
I
yeah.
think. So, but I just love that. I mean, that makes really sense, and I really like the idea that you're there cooking with them. So just like we would go to one of our parents or our grandparents and say, "Hey, Grandma, let's make this together." That's basically what you're doing here. Is you're showing people step by step as we go through together on how to make this.
Right.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So today we are going to make. It's an Olive Tapenade that you can. Today we're just going to eat it on a baguette, and it's wonderful to make as an appetizer. But the other way that you can do it, that is just a lovely dinner, is you saute the Olive Tapenade just a little bit on a stovetop for like just 5 minutes to kind of soften it and warm it, and serve it over like grilled halibut or grilled chicken, and it is phenomenal. So today I'll show you how we're gonna pull it together, and then we can post the recipe.
Love it.
So today's kind of the appetizer shortcut way, so we can eat it in about 10 minutes.
Sweet.
So yeah,
Sounds good.
so I'm gonna start chopping a little bit as we keep talking.
Yeah. I love that you brought a protein into there. I was like, ooh, because you said that, and I was like, do you put that on fish? Yes.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Funny.
It was
Yeah.
in my head. I was like, oh, maybe that'll go on.
Yeah, so I prepped, the base of this is olives, but we use green olives and black olives, but they are not the green olives and the black olives that you're going to buy in a can. That is like, don't do that. I mean, you can, but I'm telling you, don't do that.
The black olives, I am not. The black olives from the can, I'm not a fan of. Ever.
These don't taste anything like that.
Okay,
so,
good.
So these are actually Spanish olives because in undergraduate I studied in Spain, and they're just like the best olives. So you can use Spanish olives, or you can just use the green olives with the pimentos inside.
Sure.
But the black olives, these are Italian olive oil cured. So they're cured with olive oil and salt, and they taste absolutely nothing like a regular olive. So
and these are not like the Clamato.
No, and they're not Kalamata.
They're not Kalamata. Okay.
Yep, they're not that. And if you can't find them, because some grocery stores have them, so I'm going to give you. This is just the base. This is not pulled together, but I'm going to let you taste that, or maybe just take a little piece of the black olive to taste the difference.
I love it.
And if you can't find them, there's this black olive paste that you can also buy that is those and some Kalamata olives, but mainly the Italian cured, and it's pasted, and they taste nothing like
that
the
is
black
awesome.
olive. Isn't that crazy?
There's like the hint, like the slight hint, when they can the black olives, somebody tasted one of those, and then I don't know how they do the other things. There's like it barely get a hint, and then you get a really great olive,
They're
a really
so
good olive flavor.
They're
Like it's
so
not.
good.
It's not as strong as like the green, like a Spanish olive, but it's a little bit more mild version of that, right?
But I think a little saltier.
Yeah.
But definitely, like, you have to like olives.
I love olives.
To some degree.
That's perfect.
Yeah. So the base of this is the green olives, the black olives, some red onion. You can use green onion if you don't like the red, but this is all raw. And then the last ingredient is garlic. So this is my little secret. So if any of you have seen any of my shows, I take one of those big bags from, one of the Sam's or Costco, or even Hy-Vee has little bags, and put them in your little food processor, Cuisinart.
Okay.
And then you put it in a jar, fill it with olive oil, and this will keep in the freezer for months, or it'll keep in the fridge for probably 3 weeks. And then when you're ready to make even a stir fry, you just take the garlic and olive oil and plop it in the pan, and half of your messiness. Yeah,
my wife Kate. This is perfect.
Because how many contraptions does she have that she got like in her Christmas stocking on how to crush garlic?
On what to do with garlic,
and it's a mess, right?
Yeah, totally.
So that's the other thing. That's my easy little. So that's what's in here as the base.
Okay.
Okay, then the tomatoes. So I use grape tomatoes. You can really use whatever tomatoes. I like the smaller, like the grape or the cherry, because they're less meaty than like a beef steak.
Okay.
And I don't combine them until I'm ready to serve them, because these tend to go bad faster.
Yeah.
And this will stay in your fridge for a way over a week. But if you put the tomatoes in there, it kind of gets icky.
Yeah, the tomatoes probably get like mushy and whatnot. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm gonna just cut up a few more tomatoes while we keep talking there.
I love it. Fantastic. So what has been your what's been the most favorite dish so far that you've like? What's your favorite? And then what have you gotten the best response from?
Oh, God, that's a really hard question because, so far this year, what I've made have been like, let's bake all of our favorites.
Yeah,
like
sure.
Our first series was a classic series where we made my grandmother's marinara sauce. And it was funny because my husband was like, you can't make that and like film it and tell people what's in it. And I'm like, well, if my mom says we can, then we can. And so,
did you get her permission, like on
on film? I got
there
permission.
You go.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
I love it. Yes.
I love really anything with tomatoes. The sauce, our sauce is just hands down. And I know some of you have experienced it. Some of you out there were in one of my group classes where I brought the homemade sauce, and it is just phenomenal. Probably actually one of the raving dishes though that we just made a few weeks ago was a roasted vegetable lasagna. Oh. So it's a totally different sauce. Mm-hmm. It's roasted tomatoes with garlic and sea salt, and then we roasted a ton of vegetables like eggplant and zucchini and bell peppers, and made a completely vegetarian lasagna. Okay. And some people were like, I don't know.
Yeah, I'm one of those people that like I hear vegetarian and I kind of get turned off a little bit.
No, I'm a meat eater, but this vegetable lasagna was actually a really big hit. Yeah. So that was cool.
We'll do in our house. We'll do like not meatless Mondays, but I mean we kind of call it that even if it's Thursday. But about 50% of the time, Kate my wife usually gets a good one. I'll be like, we can make this again. Mm-hmm. We can add this to the list of regulars. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, and when I make something that my husband doesn't like, he says, I'd be okay if you didn't make that again. That's his nice way of saying no thank you.
It's a nice way to say it.
That's a no thank you. Yeah.
I'm all about trying new things, but if you never thought to make that again, it'd be okay.
So what's your connection with this building?
Oh, so I'm a veteran.
Oh.
Yep.
Well, thank you for your service. I didn't know that about you, actually.
No, sorry. Yeah, I did 2 years in Iraq.
Oh, wow.
And I'm still in the Iowa National Guard.
Okay.
20 years next November.
Wow.
Sooner or later I'll retire, but not yet. So.
Oh, that's right, because you do like is it 1 weekend a month?
1 weekend a month.
Okay,
2 weeks in the summer.
Yep. Okay.
Pretty close to that. Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
So
awesome.
so that's how I'm kind of connected to this building.
Okay.
It's just such a great building, and it's really a shame that it gets used by people that know about it. But I think that it has so much potential, and it just doesn't. A lot of people just don't know what is actually inside the walls of this building. It's such a cool building,
Yeah, I mean, before you and I talked, I didn't know that the scope of what was available to someone who's not like a government employee or who's not a veteran.
Well, they got a museum. The building's always open. You can always see the museum at the front of the building. There's a.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh, she's gonna kill me. I can't remember like what specifically. Like we got a. Oh, is it Korean? I think it's Korean War. I think we have a Korean War exhibit. No, she's gonna be so angry with me when she sees this. We have a regular exhibit, and then we have like a rotating exhibit.
Okay.
And that is accurate.
Okay. Sorry, I didn't mean to put you on
No,
the
that's
spot.
okay. That's okay. I should know that.
That's funny. Okay, so the last piece is the dressing. So this is just olive oil and balsamic.
Yes.
And again, in Italian cooking, there are so many olive oils and balsamic vinegars out there on the shelves, and there's a lot that say light or robust or extra whatever. Mm-hmm. In my opinion, extra virgin olive oil, period.
Okay.
And there's an acidity level. So this is my favorite. But
is extra the highest acidity level?
No, it's the lowest.
It's the lowest.
So if you think of an olive like a grape,
yeah,
a grape grower is going to pick the best grapes, and they're going to time when to pick them. Mm-hmm. It's the same with an olive. If you get crappy olives, you're going to get crappy olive oil. Or if you pick them at the wrong time, they're not ripe enough or they're too ripe. So the acidity level is a 0.8, and you don't have to remember that, but but if it says that on the bottle, you know you're getting, a good olive oil.
Good
yeah.
to know.
So anyway, so
well, there's people that like appreciate olive oil, like people that appreciate wine, right?
it really can make or break your dish if it's crappy olive oil.
I believe you.
So the other piece that's in here, because I'm gonna do this this weekend on some halibut, is anchovy paste.
Yes. Okay.
So anchovy paste, I'm sure most of you are like, ugh, but really what it's doing is I didn't put any salt and pepper in the dressing because there's so much salt in the anchovy.
Sure. Yeah. Definitely.
So you can just get paste in a tube or in a jar and just shake this up really good, and it kind of almost whips the olive oil, and then of course mixes the anchovy. So to pull this together, we're just gonna now I'm gonna add it separately here. Add our olive mixture, and I'm just gonna give this a little toss because I made this yesterday. So as a quick tip, one of the things that we do talk about is in our courses is what you can do ahead of time. So I made this yesterday, and it's actually going to taste better today because I made it yesterday, because a lot of things, one, they taste better when they kind of sit and marry a little bit, but two, if you can make a shortcut and do something yesterday so you're not in the kitchen for 3 hours on the day of your dinner or event, why not? So this is an easy thing to prep half of it.
That way your meal might actually be ready when you say it's going to be ready.
Right.
Kate knows what I'm talking about.
Right.
And that's on me, not on her.
Okay, so these are just, I've added nothing to these. These are just some multicolored and some grape tomatoes, and there's nothing on them. So I'm just going to give this a little toss. And then I cut up some fresh Italian parsley. You can use flat leaf or Italian, doesn't matter.
Okay.
I don't think they really taste different. So I've just chopped those up, and to get the olives into this little thing, you can chop those like I chopped the tomatoes. I also use my little Cuisinart for to chop the olives.
Okay. And now I don't know if I missed it or not. So in the olive, besides olives and olive oil, or just olives? In the tapenade.
So there's a little bit of the garlic, which has a little bit of olive oil in it. Yep. And the red onion.
And the red onion. She said all this. I'm just trying to rewind in my head.
So I did print you a little recipe there. You can read it later. But,
yes, I'm not going to hold it up.
But most of the dressing is in this.
Okay.
So there was a little bit of olive oil because I did this with the garlic in here already, but it doesn't matter. There's not that much in there. Okay, so I'm going to just add a little bit of the dressing. So this is the olive oil, the balsamic, and the anchovy, and then we're going to give it a taste. And then we can
these are
add
all
a little
flavors
more.
that I absolutely love too.
It's so good. Oh my gosh, this is so good. And the other way that I've done this in the past to kind of soften this up a little bit is to add some feta cheese crumbles.
Oh,
like if you're going to do it as an appetizer on a baguette, that is a really nice little twist to this. Now, I don't know if I would do that on the halibut, but you could do it on the chicken. It would be good on the chicken. So I'm just giving this a real gentle toss because I don't want to totally squish the tomatoes. And then we're going to put this on our baguette. So I took just some French bread and sliced them real thin and toasted these up. And then we're going to put a little bit of get a tomato on there. Whoop, he's going to fall off.
Smash it down on there. There you go.
And there is our beautiful little appetizer. So I'm going to give you the first one.
Okay.
And I'm going to break mine in half so I don't have to shove this in my face.
I got a big mouth. I can do it.
Okay, ready?
Yeah.
It's so good.
Yep.
What do you think?
All the flavors I was hoping for. Yeah. That's awesome.
So, super easy, and again, something you can make ahead so that you're saving time.
Yeah.
On the day of your dinner or whatever.
Yeah, because if you're making this, chances are you're having an event or something. So this might not be the only thing that you're making.
Right.
So this is something you can pull together pretty quick and then move on to the next thing.
Yeah.
And part of it is all the prep time, like all the stuff that you prep beforehand, right?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and
awesome.
I put that, when people do the group class or the cooking class, I always put on there, if you want to do something ahead, here's a couple things.
Awesome.
So that you don't have to guess at what to do ahead.
So do you do subscriptions? You said you do a program, so you do like a quarterly program so they can sign up for like the whole program? Or how does that work?
That's a great idea. Right now I just do it one at a time. So
Okay.
so actually our next course, it starts on Valentine's Day.
There
I
you
was
go.
going to start it, at the end of this month, but a few of my friends are like, you should do a Valentine's dinner. So heads up, it starts on Monday, Valentine's. And since it's a Monday, I thought a lot of people may not go out.
We aren't going out.
Yeah, so if you want to
yeah.
make dinner at home, but have a nice restaurant-style dinner, we are making a carbonara with pancetta and calamari, and then a flourless chocolate torte that
Love
is to die for. So that starts the next course, and then there'll be 1 to 2 additional nights. So that you buy as a package course.
Okay.
Those 2 or 3 nights, and then that's it for that. For that series.
Sure.
And then there's a pre-recorded one that we did in November that was, let's make the sauce. We made some meatballs. We made a couple desserts that my grandma used to make.
Okay.
So you could buy that one, and those are all recorded in the website.
Awesome.
So you can watch those on your own time,
So
and
you can
still
go in
get
and just
all
kind
the
of pick and choose on what.
yeah, and then you
Awesome.
still get all the recipes and grocery lists even for the past courses. They're all
Sure.
in there. And then the group class is something that we would just schedule when you want to do it and when when I have availability, and that is could be for locals. I've done it in person.
Okay.
Another one, I had a mom who she has 5 daughters and they lived in 5 different cities, and so we picked a date. Everybody zoomed into my website, and it was a private class where everybody could chit chat, and we made a dinner, and so all 6 of them made.
I love it. Very
Yeah,
cool.
so that was that's a really fun option too. And I've done like an employer team building. Where people, especially
Yeah.
in this environment where people are in multiple locations.
Yeah, definitely.
Same thing. You can Zoom people in and do like a cooking demo for a team of employees or
Awesome.
or
Yeah.
whatnot. Yeah.
I'm wondering, they do have a full kitchen. I think it's right over there. So I'm wondering if you get a group of people, they could rent this room out and then have
Oh.
Kelly come and do you know where I'm going with this. Okay.
Yeah, definitely, definitely.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, that was awesome.
Do you want another one? I know
Yes,
you do.
I want
know you
another
do.
one. Yes.
I'm gonna give you a heaping, and you've got some of that stuff over there too. So if
gonna
you want
challenge
more
me.
olives, you gotta get the olives.
You do. The olives. The olives
Here, I
are
think I'm
big one.
kind of.
Are you loading
I'm
me up on
loading
the
you
olives?
up. Yeah, you got it.
Okay.
Got it?
I do,
Okay, I'm
I
gonna
do.
take another one. It's so good. So if you want to try this with
Oh, yeah.
it's so good.
No,
With a
the olive,
halibut
yeah.
or a chicken, you're gonna put this all together like we did, all the way to the end here, and then just put it in a skillet for maybe 5 minutes, just
Yeah.
on like low medium heat, really just to warm it up and soften the vegetables a little bit. And then you're just gonna scoop it like you would scoop it over a piece of toast. You're gonna scoop it over the fish.
Yeah.
And it's amazing.
I love that idea.
Wow.
I'm gonna try this myself because it's very technical here. And there's 2 pieces of toast left, so that's
Well-
why it works out so well. Well, you know what? I'm just
Yeah.
on display here. There's 2 pieces left.
Have you not had lunch?
I did have lunch, but that doesn't mean anything.
Load it up.
Come on. There
Load
we
it
go.
up.
There we go.
So how long have you been doing this lunch, friends over lunch thing? Sorry, now that you just took a bite.
3 years.
Okay,
The pandemic kind of stopped things for a while.
that's true.
So, really, and if anyone out there is watching, I like to work with local business owners, people that are running nonprofits, community leaders, and I just want to get them on camera so that they can kind of talk about their thing, what they're passionate about. Clearly, food. I love passionate about food.
Right.
And a lot of times we'll do it at a local restaurant.
Uh-huh.
But this is, and because I want to promote that restaurant as well. We
Right,
want to,
right.
eat local. But in this case, we're promoting the Veterans Memorial Building, and G is Italian.
Yep.
So yeah, but so
Thank
if
you.
anybody out there is watching and you would like to talk about your thing, talk about your small business, talk about your nonprofit, talk about anything that you're passionate about, reach out to me and we'll have lunch. Okay? But do you have anything else for us today, Kelly?
I just want to say thank you for having me. This
Yeah.
has been so fun.
Yeah, that's been a blast, definitely.
And I love promoting. Yeah, I want to promote, fellow colleagues and local businesses. And I think the first one that I watched was Tim Hankowicz from
that one was so
from
much
the
fun.
orchestra.
Tim Hankowicz is the best.
Oh, he's a character.
I'd never met him in my life. And I invited him to come have lunch with me for lunch with friends. And we talked. We did the video. And then after the video, I think we talked for another hour.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. He was
He's
so much
awesome.
fun.
He's awesome. So so just check out my website. We'll post the website and the Facebook. I've got a YouTube channel that has all the past videos on it too. If you want to check out some of those recipes that we talked about today, and email us too at giasitaliankitchen@gmail.com with any questions, and we'd love to cook with you.
Yep, and you can catch me at timnashrealtor.com. You can catch me at Veteran Realtor on Facebook, CR Realtor 38 on Instagram. I know you'll remember that one. But you can also come to my YouTube channel and see this video, and I will definitely link to your YouTube
Awesome,
channel,
yeah.
so you guys can see both of them.
Yeah.
See both our videos.
Yeah.
Yep. So
Well, thank you so
all right,
much. This
thanks
was fun.
so much. If you're looking for a house to buy, if you need to buy a house, or you're looking for a house to sell, reach out to me. We'll do lunch. It's Tim Nash, Skogman Realty. Kelly Cole, G is Italian. Thanks so much.
Thank you.